Yes, yes, yes. So what's going on, people? We're here with Big Gunner, my guy, Big Gunner. Yo, what's good, dog?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you today?
I'm chilling, man. So yeah, we're gonna get this show started, people. And on today's show, we got a bunch of stuff we're gonna be talking about. I can see you now, bro. Okay, there we go. And my guy's got a new setup, if you guys can tell. And what
Yeah,
we're
new
gonna be talking
setup, man.
about a little bit of stuff. We're gonna be talking about the stuff in the background. So we're gonna be covering all of Fabrizio's reporting on Arsenal's transfers throughout the whole our January window so far. In addition to some of the players we're currently being linked to, right? Now,
Yeah.
we're gonna. I can see you changed locations today. You're not sitting where you usually sit. Are you at
Yeah,
home?
no. Yeah, I'm at home. I'm at home. But I'm in my daughter's room because she's got lighting, man. She's got the best lighting in the whole of the house. So it's got a
There
nice
you go.
comfy chair as well. So I'm in there today.
Yeah, and tell people a little bit about your channel because obviously we're doing this with you. We want people to go subscribe to your channel. Tell them about your channel. So obviously, guys, you need to go hit that subscribe button. It's Big Gunner, and tell them a little bit about your channel and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm just like a gal, man. I'm just here just trying to get um Arsenal fans and fans of all teams to come and watch the channel, man. Like I've started doing reviews now as well. I've been trying to do tactical analysis of players. I've got the Ødegaard one coming today as well. So just yeah, please hit the like, subscribe button, and also hit the notification so you get those when the videos are live.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the people are here, and everyone wants to know about Ødegaard. Everyone wants to know what's going on about this kid. Apparently, what's going on with Ødegaard. But you know what? We're not going to get the lead story out of the way quick. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about everything else first. So this summer, we were thinking, oh, we were going to do so much business. We thought we were going to get so many things in. We thought we were going to get Houssem Aouar. We thought we were going to get an attacking midfielder, and it never ended up coming to fruition, right? We went into the season with a situation where we still needed to figure out what the balance in the squad was going to be and how everything was going to go. So starting the season, did you have hopes to get top four?
No, if I'm honest, I thought Arsenal were going to finish seventh this season, based on what we got in and what we still had around the club. Um, I thought for the last year or so, I think it's always been more important to actually get rid of the dead wood from the team, to be honest, because those guys are all on big wages. When you start adding up their wages after a season of paying for some of these players, you could actually get signings in because it goes into millions. If you look at Mesut Ozil, 350,000, and he almost never played for a year, so that's almost signing a player. So yeah, I think it's more important right now to get rid of the dead wood, but it looks like we're doing that. So hopefully we could get a couple of loan signings just to steady the ship till the end of the season.
Okay, so what has Arsenal done this January window? Not much, right? But we've been linked to a lot of people. We've been linked to so many different people, right? So for all the links that we've been linked to, for all the done deals and everything that they've been talking about, what are the things that we've gotten done? We've gotten Said Kolasinac out of the way, right? So that's one player in the club that we got out the door immediately when the January window started. And you know what, Said Kolasinac, there was no love lost between Arsenal fans and Said Kolasinac. There was a lot of people who did not want him at the club any longer. And you know what, Said Kolasinac did not do that well at the club. So you know what, I don't miss him. I'm not going to be harsh, but we do need a backup left back now. And now that he's gone, we've been linked to the likes of nobody. so when with that, do you think we're going to get a left back in? Do you think that's a priority? Because losing Said
Well,
Kolasinac, I think we have enough cover,
um,
especially
yeah, I
with
think
Ainsley.
with Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Cedric, and worst case scenario, you've got Saka that could play there, and even worst case scenario, Xhaka could play there because I seem to remember him going left back against Leicester City last season or the season before. So I think we're covered. I don't think it's worth rushing out and panicking signing a left back that it's only going to be for backup because Tierney's going to be here for the next 6-7 years, isn't he? And no one isn't going to
Hopefully.
displace him. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, with
So,
with with Kieran Tierney here, we don't really need to worry too much about the left back
nah,
situation. But losing
nah.
Said Kolasinac, if he was injured, we could then play Ainsley. We could even play
Hmm.
Saka. Like I rate Saka highly. I think if you played Saka there, he'd be perfectly fine. Now, moving on to the next player that we got out. We got Sokratis out, right?
Yeah.
We just terminated Sokratis' contract yesterday. Sokratis' contract was terminated yesterday, and when the contract was terminated, how much of that money do you think do you think they forward plan for the summer, or do you think they look at it as that's money now we can use in January?
A bit of both, to be honest. I think if you're going to look at it for now, it's going to probably be the money that you would pay to get a loan signing in. But for the summer, it obviously means when you're trying to get players in, they're looking at who their competition is. And if they're seeing players going out, you're more likely to get players to come in. So I think mainly it's for the summer, but on the short term, yeah, it's to get loan signings in just to get us through to the summer.
Okay. Now, the next one, we've spoken about him numerous times. He's been in the papers. He's been all over the place. He's been up, down, up and around in everybody's words. This year has literally been the Ozil. This has been the Ozil January window. This
Yeah.
January window has been taken over by Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil has been the main story. Him going to Fenerbahce, him falling out with players, him being the problem in the club, Mesut Ozil saying goodbye, and people just being upset about Mesut Ozil leaving, people mistreating Mesut Ozil, people saying the club mistreated him, this, that. We're not going to get into all that. One thing we're going to say is, now that he's gone, what do you think is going to happen?
Again, it's a tough one because essentially he hasn't played for nearly a year now. So are you saying you're replacing him? Not really, because he hasn't played. So it's not really like you're directly replacing him. If he was a bad egg in the team, then obviously that's good that we're getting him out. But it's more to do with the wages and stuff like that, because that's just like his wages were just ridiculous, and it just always felt like there was a cloud over the club because of his wages. Because if you look at situations like Aaron Ramsey, where Aaron Ramsey probably felt he'd done more than Ozil in like a few years, like including like scoring in the cup finals and stuff. When it comes to negotiate his contract, he was probably thinking, I want to be closer to Mesut Ozil in terms of money. So I think a lot of contract negotiations broke down because of how much we was playing Mesut Ozil. So now it's not there. No one can sort of say, okay, he's on that, I want that.
Yeah. So I'm with you all the way when it comes to the whole Ozil thing. And you know what? Surprisingly, Mesut Ozil is now getting paid less at Fenerbahce than Cedric Suarez is getting at Arsenal. So that's all you need to know about that. Now, what I heard about Balogun today, did you hear about it?
No, I haven't heard anything about Balogun today.
He's ready to quit the club, bro. Balogun said he's ready to quit his career at Arsenal and he wants to leave. He's willing to stay until the end of his contract, and he will no longer be negotiating with Arsenal in regards to a contract. This came out reports about 2 hours ago.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to him. You know, if somebody wants to go and play football, go play football. I'm not going to be too disheartened about it because we've lost better players for free, in my opinion. So you're not going to be too disheartened about it. But obviously, it just means for the future, Arsenal have to plan better. If they think that somebody is talented, then make sure that you've tied them down to a contract so you don't have the situation where they're leaving for free. My main problem with Balogun is he only has to look at Eddie Nketiah, Smith Rowe, Nelson. These players went and learned how to play football. They all went out, left Arsenal, went and played for 6 months to a year, and you can see that they've got better for doing it. I mean, Emil Smith Rowe dropped down a league. He went to the Championship, left his family behind. So those sort of things can only make you better. I'm just disappointed that if you truly did want to play for Arsenal, you never sort of said to Arsenal, okay, send me out for 6 months. Let me show you what I could do. And then summertime, he'll be ready to join the first team properly.
Okay. So there's some comments here. Let's just get into some of the comments. We're going to get back to Balogun in a second. I have not heard about Wayne King. I don't know who that is. Have you ever heard of a guy named Wayne?
Nope.
No. Wayne, we got Kesh. How's Kesh is jumping in right now? Read my last comment. What is your last comment? I have no idea. Kesh, jump in whenever you're ready. Yes, bro.
Already in, bro.
Yo, did you? What's going on with your camera?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's very fuzzy. Yeah, just wipe it maybe. There you go. That's a little better. Okay. So, yo, did you hear about this report? I'm gonna pull it up right now. And you know Balogun's agent. Like, you've been telling me about this kind of stuff. But this is mad. Look at this. So the report has the. Oh man, come on, get that off the screen. Report says Mikel Arteta responds to rumors that Balogun has decided to quit Arsenal. Have you heard this rumor that Balogun has decided to quit Arsenal?
I've heard that rumor, no.
Yeah, so it's rumor flowing around today.
Did he not speak about it in his press conference earlier today?
Yeah, so it was literally...
He never said nothing like that.
No, basically the rumor has it that Balogun is prepared to leave Arsenal and he does not want to further his career at the club.
And if that's the case, then so be it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the dwelling on players. Like, obviously we wanted to stay, but it's a situation. I keep saying it and I say it over again. Like, we've been through this phase. Like, I think it was, what's the Arsenal reporter? That's reported last night. He tweeted last night and he put out I think it was Sanchez, Ramsey, Zola, now Ozil, and there was one other player that we've signed and not actually made anything of them. They've all gone on a free. And that represents why we're in the dire situation that we are, because you're signing assets and then you're not making nothing back off them. And that's a poorly run business. At the end of the day, Nketiah has got more value than Balogun. So if you can make 50 mil off a Nketiah, which you're more than likely will be able to do, like, the guy's got more goals than Bruce Star in the league. It's possible to sell him for 15. There's no doubt about that. That can then be put onto our budget and we can still go and sign a replacement for Lacazette anyway. A replacement who's actually showcases skill at the highest level. Balogun, yes, he's got mad potential. He's got a ceiling, but there's no guarantee that he's going to fulfill that potential.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to weigh up and say, nah, forget Nketiah, which I agree we should do, but it's not black and white like that. It's not something that's going to make me be angry in any sort of way. Like, if he decides to go, then it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna actually get that tweet up. Have you seen that tweet from Charles Watts that he was talking about all the players that left the club for basically for nothing? And I did this yesterday, and I did an experiment with the guys to see from the players that he tweeted. He tweeted this yesterday. Charles Watts did, and I'm pulling up the tweet right now. This is ridiculous in my opinion. 190 million we bought Ramsey, Ozil, Sanchez, Wilshere, Sokratis, Mustafi, Mkhitaryan, Danny Welbeck, and all of them left for the grand total of zero. None of them, we didn't get a return on investment for not one of those players did we get a return on investment.
I think the worst one, in my opinion, is probably Ramsey. The fact that he's put Wilshere and Santi Cazorla in there is a bit weird anyway, because they were just injured. They weren't ever going to play again, so we wouldn't have been able to sell them because they were only fit for about 2 months before we let them go.
I think what he's trying to say is, don't look at it as their injuries, but look at it as a thing where Cazorla was always going to get to that age where he wasn't going to be the mainstay of the team anymore. So what he's basically saying is Arsenal should be having this approach is when a player gets to like 28, 29, you should be looking to sell them on and get the new fresh blood in. That's how you keep the team. That's how you keep the engine running. But when you let them get to that certain age, when they've now got, whether they get injured or not, they're not going to have a salon value anyway. Like Cazorla was never going to bring in any money because we let him stay for so long anyway.
I mean, yeah, I agree and I disagree. It's a tough one because at the end of the day, you probably thinking that you're gonna. I think Sanchez, that one, we realized he weren't going to sign a new contract at a certain time, so we should have got rid of him. We should have sold him. Same with Mesut, in the summer, yeah. Mesut Ozil as well. We should have sold him when we knew that things weren't working out.
Yeah.
The rest of them, they're. I'm not too stressed about the rest of them.
The rest of them, they can be forgiven. The rest of them can be forgiven.
But Sanchez, Ramsey, Ozil, those three, that's three players that you could have easily, you could have been close to getting 150 million pounds for three of those players. The way they were playing at the time. Anyway, the only one that, it's just Chamberlain is the only one that where we've actually made a profit on it. And obviously he hasn't done, obviously he's won the league, but he hasn't played since we sold him.
What about
Gnabry, another one that you could add to that list as well, to be honest, because now Gnabry's gone to be world beater.
If he goes to an English club, they're going to have to pay us some sort of money for him anyway. So they'll make money off for his development. Like, I see that there's signs saying that he'll go Liverpool. There's no guarantee that he's going to go Liverpool and they're going to have the patience that he's going to require anyway.
That would just be a silly move, in my opinion, because he's got no chance of playing for Liverpool. Like, we've seen it with them. They've got their free players, and that's the free players that are going to play up front. Liverpool would be a silly move. I think he's better off just going to Germany. And just running with that, because that's going to get you into everybody's eyes. You're going to score goals there, and then you could get another big move from there. But yeah, that stat from obviously that what's put up yesterday is crazy. But
listen, I think as I keep saying, I think he would have got game time if it wasn't for Nketiah's contract running down. I think he would have got game time. If Nketiah had like 3 years on his contract, I think also they'd be like, okay, cool. Like, we're not gonna his value is not going to depreciate because he's still got 3 years, so we can afford to bring in Balogun and give him game time. But at this moment, you can't then make a situation where Nketiah is then pushed to the side while Balogun's contract is still arguably not sorted, because then you end up having two players who could be leaving at the same time.
But, do you think it could be anything else? Because I know you've got a bit more insight. Do you think it could be anything else? Because
it's definitely not financial. It's definitely not financial.
I look at it and think, if this guy is that good, obviously Arteta sees him every day in training. The guy doesn't even make the subs bench. He doesn't even make the squad, the matchday squad. So is it something else? Like, I can't imagine what it would be.
It's to do with the way
I think it's his desire as a player, Kesh. He doesn't want to wait.
Yeah, you could argue it could be that as well. And let's face it, like, no, I don't think there's going to be any club. You saw the same with Man United and Angel Gomez. No club really wants to play a player who might not be staying. You know what I mean? Like, how many guaranteed starts can he get in the season that we're having? It's not like Arsenal's flying.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
Different. We have to take these things into context. Arsenal's not flying. So, say for instance, we know he's got the talent.
Yeah.
But he also needs to have patience with him. You can't just throw him in and then expect that we're going to end up still climbing up the table or whatever. I know Lacazette, I don't rate Lacazette and anything, but what if he comes in and it still doesn't work, and then you give him like a run of 3 games and you drop points anyway? It then becomes a bigger situation. So I feel it's a lot to do, and you have to take other things into context as well with the situation at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so we're not going to get into Ødegaard yet, but have you guys seen that Emil Smith-Rowe has received? Has it been signed yet? No.
No, it's been offered. He's going to sign.
Been offered $40K a week.
Yeah.
From his bumper deal from currently, what is it, 3K a week?
3K, yeah.
3K to 40K, and 1, he's going to probably take it. 2, right? This is good from the club. And what do you got? And what's your thoughts on it? Like, I think this is great. I think this is a good move. I think Emil Smith-Rowe has been playing good. And since his advance to the squad, having an actual player that's supposed to play in that position instead of trying to shoehorn players in or going with an extra center back just because you don't have enough options in midfield. I think this is the best way to go, because with a back four, we've seen the best it brings out of certain players, like Kieran Tierney playing in a back four is a big help to the whole squad in comparison to playing as a left center back, where he's a good defender, but we need his creativity up forward also, in addition to having Aubameyang have more assistance with his creativity. I'm not saying Emil Smith-Rowe is the guy who single-handedly changed the form of the squad. To me, it's more the unity within the squad, with a balanced squad, and having a player actually playing in a three-man midfield that works.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I honestly still think I would play him and a number 10, because what I don't see from Emil Smith-Rowe is, obviously I know he's got assists, he's got 3 assists or whatever it is, and I think they're all been for Saka. But I don't see, it may come in time, I don't see the dropping of deep and setting up chances, like what Mesut Ozil used to do, or Cesc Fabregas. So I think there's still space to get somebody else in the team that can do that. Yeah?
Listen, there's always space. Listen, Arsenal haven't got competition for places. That's one thing we haven't got. And we haven't had competition for places in a very long while. Like, even when we had Mesut Ozil, there was no one to compete with Mesut Ozil for number 10 position.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons why he was so laid back at times. Like, you always need someone pushing you. You've seen the upturn in a Luke Shaw since Telles has come in. Sometimes you need someone to be pushing, someone that's breathing on the back of your neck, where you know that you're not playing every week. And Ozil knew every week he was going to be in that starting 11. There was no pressure. So someone like Ødegaard coming in, and let's face it, I see a lot of Arsenal supporters complaining. I saw Lee Gunnar earlier posted Arsenal fans are jizzing over Ødegaard when none of them was even claiming him before. There's a reason. Not everything's black and white. Listen, I've got a list on my phone in my notes here of players that I've watched and I think that will be suited to Arsenal. He was one of them up until his season last year. I had to delete his name off the list because I said, there's no way Madrid's letting this player go.
Listen, he ripped Real Madrid apart last season. If
you look at his buyout clause as well, it's through the roof. So I said, he's not attainable anymore after that season. So I deleted him. I said, forget it. It's never going to happen. It's a dream. But what you found now is Arsenal have now fall upon a promising situation where he's asked to go on loan because he doesn't like the way he's being treated. Like, there's a game where Madrid played that they won, and Zidane was screaming his head off at him because he wasn't doing the defensive work that he required him to do. And since then, like, Ødegaard has, I think over the last 2 months, he's only played like 5 minutes of football there. But I see people comparing him to the likes of Dennis Suarez and Sokratis. I'm thinking, if you actually watch these players, you know Ødegaard's ceiling has always been extremely high compared to the other two. If you even look at the numbers and how many games he's played in teams where he's had to be the leader of that team. Yeah. Sokratis has played before he moved to Madrid and he was playing at a team, but he was never the leader of that team. He wasn't given the numbers that Ødegaard was given. Same as Dennis Suarez. Dennis Suarez was never given putting up numbers.
Why is this so funny? Why is this so funny? You should be looking up to guys like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why people are trying to use this as banter.
Oh, is this a recent? Oh, someone saying that's funny.
I think
this is his actual quote. I look up to Bruno Fernandes as a player. His stats are crazy.
You know what it is though? It's because of the competition between Bruno and KDB. So Man United fans are using it as a reference to say, see, he didn't say KDB. But I'm sure if something like that came up, the only reason why he even said Bruno is because Bruno's the only one ahead of him with the most chances created since the turn of the year. That's the only reason why Bruno's name came up. So that's why you refer to Bruno. Yes, that's the only reason.
That conversation is always silly anyway, because KDB's just something completely different, isn't he? He's just in some other. He just plays just different football, man.
Basically, they said to him, they saying he was in rich vein of form since the turn of the year. He's the second player behind Bruno with the most chances created, which was 10. He's created 10 chances. I think Bruno created, like 16.
Are those chances or big chances?
Big chances, big chances. So obviously, because they've mentioned Bruno's name, it was an easier reference point to say, okay, like I look up to a player like that. And why would you not look up to a player like that? It doesn't. I don't know why people are making it out to be some sort of, big ideology or something. I don't get it.
It's they're gonna pull on Manchester United. They're gonna pull on whatever they can pull on, right?
These guys didn't even know Fernandes before he joined Man United. That's what annoys me. Is like the guy was good, but half of these Man United fans didn't even know him. So he can't be world class if you didn't know the guy a season ago. If you didn't know him a year ago, then to me that's not world class, is it? Like who was he?
Thing is, I've always knew about him because he's always put up these mad numbers.
But,
whenever someone's putting up numbers, they don't go amiss. But I just don't.
You guys want to puke? Immediately after he said that quote, this surfaced on the internet.
What's that?
Like these guys are literally on to our players, They're obsessed with our players. Anyways, moving on from Emile Smith Rowe, it's a good new deal for Emile Smith Rowe. 40K a week is realistic and reasonable, not something crazy like putting Hudson-Odoi on 100-something plus K. That to me is nuts. Absolutely nuts.
That was all nuts because even I think the summer after, I think it was Tammy Abraham was saying, I want to be put on the same amount as that. And when you've put a young player like Cho on that sort of money and they're not exactly playing it every week, then you're going to have players coming in and say they want that as well.
Yeah, so I said,
you know what I mean? It's the same as when Ozil's on that and he's not playing. I guarantee if Ozil wasn't on 350k, Aubameyang would have got 350k. But you set that mark, so Aubameyang's going to come and answer that. If, for instance, Ozil was on 250, Aubameyang would have got 250. That's how it works. And for me, Arsenal should never play a player more than 250 for me. Never.
You know what? Talking about Ozil, have you seen the pay cut that he took to play over in have you guys in the comment section seen his Ozil's pay cut? I'm gonna bring up these figures. What?
I'm not surprised though.
Listen, we were stupid enough to give Ozil that deal. I don't think money has ever been an issue for Ozil. Like you can see, that's just not him. Like, yeah, he's not money motivated. You can see he's not money motivated. But we, as a club, done that to
panicked.
Yeah, panicked and tried to show that we can play with the big boys when it comes to money and
wages. I don't even think it's that. They just didn't want the backlash of losing Sanchez and Ozil at the same time. And for me, we should have just sold. We was in a period where you could see the football that we're playing was sort of dying, and it was like you needed someone who had a vision. There was no vision. It was just we've been at a standstill for so long, and that's why we ended up giving Ozil that sort of money.
I mean, at that time, him and Sanchez were just like that partnership that they had was just.
He died after Sanchez left. Ozil was done as soon as Sanchez left.
Both of them. Sanchez was done as soon as he didn't have Ozil anymore. Like he hasn't had another good season since he broke up with Mr. Ozil. To be fair, so it seemed like it had a massive effect on both of them. But,
because they weren't playing football, guys. They were playing basketball. You guys see the way they're going all day. That's all they were doing, giving goals all day. Literally, you know what it was? It was FIFA. You're just pressing R1 and passing it every time.
Yeah, it was crazy for that time. Hopefully now that we are starting to get rid of.
Look at how much he cut though. Big Gunner. He cut his wages from 350k to basically like 70k. What is it? 70k? Because he took a £280 a week pay cut to leave Arsenal.
Again, that was us being stupid, weren't it? At the end of the day, like I said, I don't think he's ever been money motivated. He's been getting paid 350k for training for the last 7-8 months, like literally just to turn up to training. So money is not an issue for him, is it? So fair play to him, man.
Yeah. Okay, so now moving on. Enough about Ozil. Enough about Smith Rowe. have you guys heard the Ødegaard situation and everything else with that? We're favorites, right? We're not the favorite at all. But before we get into that, I still have one more thing to talk about. Emmanuel Buendia. Today, AFC Bell was talking about Buendia. Do you guys think do you think he's a player we can go get?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
And I'm not saying now. I'm saying at any point, is he a player that we can still get, Buendia?
In the summer, yeah, but listen, I'm not going to pay 40 mil for Buendia. I'm sorry.
For me, it's a pointless signing. And I think it's just that's who we can see is available, and that's what we're trying to run with. But
yeah,
if there were other players available, I think he would probably be, third, fourth, maybe fifth on the list. So I wouldn't, especially if you're going to pay more than 30 mil for him. Like it's
you might as well wait. You might as well wait till the summer. Yeah. Listen, you don't know what's going to happen in the summer.
Yeah,
we don't know. Obviously, the closest link to Jack Grealish is Man United. Yeah, and we don't know if Man United is going to go in for him. So I think you have to keep an eye on that situation. And if it turns out that no one's actually going in for him, that's where you make a move.
Okay. Now, the crazy thing about the Buendia thing is, though, they keep saying that we're still keeping close contact with the player and his agents and everybody and all their representatives. So, do you think it's a thing where we're lining it up for the summer, or do you think we're just trying to keep an open dialogue in case we go that route?
I think it's an open dialogue. I don't think it's priority to spend the 40 mil on him, but I think they're keeping it in mind that if they can't get someone in, I think they will just do the desperation thing and go and bid 40 mil for him, which I think is not reasonable thoughts. Like I feel like I don't like one player coming in. I don't see it making us any better to get in a Champions League position. I think that's ruled out. So the fans saying, "Oh yeah, like we need to definitely go and get a Buendia and things like that." I just don't see the logic in it because he's not going to change anything. All you need is someone who's going to come in and you're going to provide competition for Smith Rowe. Whether it's Smith Rowe playing or that person playing, it's competition. We're always going to have someone there to play the number 10 to make sure we can still play fluid football rather than going back to 2 months ago where we wasn't stringing passes together, we weren't creating chances. I think that's the priority, to make sure we have someone in there in case Smith Rowe does get injured or goes through a period where he's not playing well.
Okay.
I disagree, Kristen. Hold on. Kristen, I disagree that Arsenal wouldn't pay 100 mil. I disagree. The reason why I say I disagree because it's not as if you're going to have to pay the 100 mil up front.
I think that's the issue though, isn't it? I think that was the issue with getting Saha over the line. I think they wanted so much money up front that Arsenal were like, no, and that's the only reason why we've chosen Pepe over Saha. It's just that we knew that we could pay in some ridiculous installments for the next million years.
And don't forget, like, I think even if Ozil wasn't on 350k, I do think we would have went in for Zaha. It's little things like that kind of impact these decisions because you look at it and you think you got a player that's not really playing anyway. Like, you don't really want to put out so much money all up front. Now you've got rid of so many players now, and you're looking to actually revitalize a squad. That's a signing that makes perfect sense.
Okay. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to Jack Grealish, we can speak about it all day, but we do realize Jack Grealish is just a deal that's not attainable in the January window at all, especially with a team that's getting that got promoted last year that is still looking to stay up before worrying about relegation.
It's a team that's well within a chance of getting Champions League. Like, I know some people will look at it and think, "Oh, that's ludicrous," but if they continue staying with the pack and they're thereabouts come what February, end of February, then they've got a real chance. So I don't see any reason why they would even do that. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so I think we know that central midfield, or cam or whatever you guys want to call it, is a priority. But there's another priority we haven't spoken about. Okay, there's a priority that a lot of people are speaking about in the media. after his performance against Manchester City. There's a lot of people in the Arsenal fan base saying this guy was never good enough based on his performance against Manchester City. And you know what? It's Alexander Runnerson. And we're looking for replacements for Runnerson. We've actually been looking for replacements for Runnerson. And I have some replacements in my mind and in this article that we can just look up right now. Who have you guys thought about getting in?
Listen, I see the idea. I'm looking at the targets that we're being linked to. You look at the Brentford one, but I don't think he's attainable at this present moment. Unless we pay 50 mil or so for him, but it'll be hard because they need a keeper, and I don't know what position they are in the league right now. I'm sure they're kind of up there. I'm sure Arsenal want to get someone of an homegrown background to be a keeper. That then leaves a space for a foreign player in an outfield position. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I see.
Can I give you some options, Kesh, before you go? The first option, I want the people in the comment section to just say yes or no. Okay, yes or no. So the first one is Tom Heaton, okay? Aston Villa. For you guys, is that a yes or a no?
No.
It depends. If it's just saying for 6 months, yeah. If it's for 6 months, yeah.
I'm saying as a backup goalkeeper, your second choice. This is a man who got 8 clean sheets last year.
Sign anyone now that's gonna be for he's back up for a long period of time.
Yeah, you might as well
do it properly. Though.
You might as well do it properly rather than someone for a short-term option.
So
okay, understood. Now I'm gonna give you guys the next option. Okay, next option. Yes or no, people. The next option for backup goalkeeper for Runnerson is Matt Ryan, currently at Brighton. Okay, understand that he's a good goalkeeper. He's done well for Brighton over the past couple of seasons.
Was he at Liverpool before?
He was at Manchester. Where was he? I don't know if he was at Liverpool. All I know is he's the starting goalkeeper for Australia.
Yeah, I know that.
And I can check his career history, but I'm not too familiar with his career history. All I know is he's currently at Brighton, and that he did well a couple of seasons ago. He was up there with one of the best shot stoppers. Obviously, I think they face a lot more shots, but
I think he was there.
I'll check it right now. I'll check his Wikipedia. But as you were saying, is Matt Ryan an option?
Depends.
As a current 28-year-old.
If he was at Liverpool first.
Why does that make a big difference for you?
Because obviously it depends on if he came through the academy or not. He's homegrown. That's why it makes a difference.
Oh, you're looking if he's homegrown or not.
Yeah.
Because we know Tom Heaton is, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it just depends on what Arsenal are trying to do. Are we trying to get someone for 6 months till we could get to summer and find a proper replacement?
No, he was at Blackwood City. He was in Australia. He was at Club Brugge. He was at Valencia, Genk on loan, and then Brighton.
Okay.
So he's not homegrown.
He's a good backup, though. He would be a good backup. But I'm more inclined to having a homegrown keeper because it gives you the opportunity to have more options for the outfield position.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is a backup. Yes. Some of these guys are saying no. Some of these guys are saying yes. Okay. Now, I got another option for you guys, obviously, right? Before we go to the Brentford guy, right? Here, this is a very left field shout. Like you guys probably don't know too much about this guy, but I'll search him up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So he's a current Newcastle player on loan at Swansea. Okay, we've been linked to him, and this is he is a homegrown talent. And this would be another one of those yes or no questions that I need to know from you guys. Is he another option that you guys would take?
It's a yes for me.
You know who I'm talking about? Freddie Woodman.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know Freddie Woodman.
Listen, he's
23 years old.
Give it the next 2 to 3 years. He'll be at England #1.
Freddie Woodman.
He'll be at England #1. Like, he's the godfather of Southgate, a godson of Southgate.
What do you mean?
They've got relations, family relations.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is Freddie Woodman, right? So he's he's Newcastle, born and bred. He's been on loan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, in the last, what is that? 7 years? 6 or 7 years, right? 6 years he's been on loan. He played for Swansea. He's had 66 games for Swansea on loan. He's been there as starting goalkeeper.
Yeah. He's been there for the last 2 seasons.
He's only 23 as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he won the what's it called as well? I think it's under 20. Is it under 20 World Cup or under 21?
Yeah, under 21 World Cup in 2014.
He's very good with his feet. He's quite good at saving penalties as well. I'm telling you, he's promising. Very promising.
Yeah. Obviously, as a goalkeeper, you just want to get game time as a young man. So if he were to make a move here, it would be one of those moves that would make or break his career. Do you think?
I don't think so. I don't know about you, but like, I've always had the feeling that Leno would probably spend a few years there and then he'd be back to Germany. That's just the hunch I've got.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. Like, just even he's just persona. I just feel like he's ready to go.
He's there in the moment. He's there in the moment.
Yeah,
like he's there in the moment. I swear to God.
Yeah, it looks like he's ready to go home soon, man. Fair play to him.
Yeah. So people say yes, they would take him. Now the next one we've spoken about a lot also. Barcelona's Neto. Now he's 31. He's not a long term.
Coleman said he's not having it though, innit? Coleman said no. He ruled it out. He said no, he's not leaving.
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he said he put a block on that deal.
Okay, so Neto's a no. What about for you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a no at the moment because, like Keshi's saying, doesn't want to let him go. I mean, Sergio Romero is a good shout. I know Keshi's saying about the homegrown thing, but
Romero, he's on a lot of money, you know, for a backup keeper. He's on a lot of money.
I mean, it's not going to make a difference for Arsenal, is it? Like, we give people loads of money for no reason.
And I don't think he'll be coming to play backup, man.
Yeah, I know you kind of see he wants to still play, doesn't he? But if he was able to,
I'll definitely take it. He's a quality keeper. He's a quality back. Quality.
Okay.
There'll be no what's it called? No difference between him and Leno, in my opinion.
Okay, and then the next one we all are familiar with, the Brentford keeper, the last one on the list. And for this one, for me, it's a yes because he is homegrown and he would fit the age and profile of a player that we would get in, and he would fit the thing. But he also has made some notable errors on big stages, such as
I think every keeper has at some point in their career. We've seen it from De Gea, we've seen it from Lloris.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen all the top keepers. Even Manuel Neuer's made mistakes. You know what I mean? These things happen. Obviously, it was more highlighted because it was on a big stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, for me, if he's number one there, why would you leave to be a number one to be a backup? And they're potentially
he wanted
premiership as well.
He wanted to leave though in the summer.
Yeah,
there was no doubt about it because remember the goalkeeping coach, his goalkeeper was probably saying to him, "Listen, you're good enough to come and displace Leno, and it's just down to you to come and perform."
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, like you say, I'm not sure where Brentford are in the league this year, so it really depends on that. To be honest,
never look.
Okay, so Arteta said something about the direction of the club.
And
have you guys seen this? Arteta's words on the direction of the club. I can't see any of the comments, so I'm gonna jump out quickly, but I'm just gonna show you guys this quick. On the direction that the team is taking, he says Arsenal has to challenge for every trophy. Every game has to be won. This is the standard, right? The levels, history related to us, right? And he wants us to show our DNA right? Which is using young talented using young talents, right? And using the players in the academy to build something different, right? The last few seasons, so many different issues, not achieving what they wanted, in his opinion, and he would like to change that slowly and build something and change some of the pieces as we are proceeding. So I didn't read that word for word. I kind of changed it myself a little bit. So just letting you guys know. But this was Arteta's words on kind of like what his thoughts are on some of the things that were going on. Kind of crazy. Now AFC Bell talked about Ødegaard. Right. Here's when we get into the Ødegaard conversation. Right. He's kind of interesting. Five offers on the table, which Real Sociedad and Arsenal are two of them, and the third one that we know about now is Leicester. Right.
I think I saw Tottenham talk as well.
You heard Tottenham also?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just their fans getting excited and just making up rumors, but I did see something to do with Tottenham on Twitter just before I came on.
So, are you guys taking him, or obviously we're gonna if we get offered him, we're gonna take him. But do you think he would pick us over Real Sociedad, where he played 31 games last season and he had he was a mainstay?
I don't think Arsenal's a priority to him because, as I said, he just wants to play football, and his adaptation will be easier if he went back to the team that he was at last season. But what it is Madrid doesn't want to strengthen a rival. That's what's coming out of their camp. They don't want to give him to Real Sociedad because I think Real Sociedad has actually had quite a good start towards the season, and they're pushing for a top position in the top four. So that's a direct rival there.
Yeah, I mean that one of the few games I saw last season was him actually ripping Real Madrid apart, and so I don't know if they would risk that again. It's down to the player though. If he wants to really, really prove himself, then he would choose Arsenal over Real Sociedad. At the same time, he did have a trial with us, didn't he? Didn't he have a trial with Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool when he was 15? So I don't know. Maybe that might play in his mind. We didn't think he was good enough then, so I don't know. But hopefully, he picks the right team and comes to Arsenal because it'd be more of a challenge for him. He would get better playing in the Premiership than just choosing the easy option and staying in Spain with Real Sociedad.
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I see stuff like Real Madrid's board is considering a late proposal from Arsenal for what do you call it, Ødegaard, I think to myself, are we trying our best, or is this just media talk, right?
No, I think
they're
trying their best. I genuinely think they're trying their best again. Like, it's the perfect situation that could have landed on their table.
Yeah,
honestly. Like, when I was on my way to work and I saw it, and I was like, there's no way, because like obviously I knew there's been problems and he hasn't been playing as much games, but I just didn't think he would have asked to go on loan. I thought he would have probably just waited to the summer and see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, dropping from 30 games last season.
And it's his agent that contacted Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's his agent that contacted Arsenal because he knew Arsenal was looking for a player of that profile.
Okay, interesting. Have you guys heard about the situation where Leicester were also another club that were in for him, and it seems like he could have had his head turned by Arsenal? Do you think he really has had his head turned? Because I don't think. I think Real Sociedad was his number one priority when he first thought about loans. But now that Arsenal have come as an option, I really believe the player has his head turned, and he's thinking about it. He's like really looking at it and being like, you know what? I think Ødegaard, a player Arsenal like a lot, which Onstein says. But of course, he also knows for his own career's sake, getting a loan move to Arsenal could be the difference between him making 60K a week next year, or making 100K plus.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's on right now. How much is he on right now, guys?
Wouldn't be a lot. Wouldn't be a lot.
I think Ødegaard would be huge for Arsenal. This would be, and for me, especially on loan, it makes so much sense.
If you look at he's not the same as a Ozil. He's got a pass in his locker, but he's not the same. What it is for me with him, he's a goal threat as well as picking out a player. He's a goal threat. Like, he can score goals.
Okay. Big Gunner, you got anything to add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's something that we're calling out for right now is an extra player to play with Smith Rowe or in place of Smith Rowe, just to get that rotation, get that squad depth going. As Kesh said on the other show the other day, right now, I think the priority would be to get loans in, because getting anyone in that's going to cost money now it's going to be inflated, and you're not going to get who you really, really want at this time of the season, especially if we're choosing a player from a decent team where they're fighting for something. The chances of getting that player now are just going to be very, very slim. So for me, it's a no-brainer. If he wants to come, then we've got to do all we can to get him. I do feel like some teams now are having the issue that it's who's in charge. Like, if this was like Ferguson and Wenger, these things would have just been done. Like, Sancho would be playing for Man United right now.
Yeah.
Anyone that we would have gone for probably would be playing for Arsenal, because you have that pull from the managers, which I think a lot of teams are struggling with at the moment.
Very true.
So yeah, just hopefully he just, sees that he's got a massive, massive opportunity to be playing week in, week out, really. I know Smith Rowe is challenging, but I feel like we could either push one of them a bit further forward, because originally I think Ødegaard was a right winger and then he's come backwards and gone into the number 10 role. So I think it would be a silly move for him not to join Arsenal, in my opinion.
I think when it comes to Ødegaard, if you guys know talent trackers and all these people who've been monitoring players' developments across Europe, they've seen Norway, and he plays for Norway, right? Him and Holland, right? So they've seen the young players in Norway and what they've been doing. Even when Holland scored those, 9 goals in one game, majority of those goals were set up from Ødegaard. These things are big factors in people, and these people have been watching these under 21 World Cups, under 23 World Cups, and just noticing all these players come up through the ranks, and it just makes a difference now when these players are about to become superstars, if you can get them just before they get that level. Because if you get him now, who knows, this loan deal that we could get him now could be the moment where we realize we have a gem on our hands. We might end up holding on to him, and then he might blow up even more the next season.
I think. Listen, I remember when he made his his name started ringing bells, right? And he made his debut. He was the youngest player to ever make their debut in the Norwegian league at the age of 15. And I remember all the talks. It was us that was trying to sign him. I think it was even Everton as well trying to sign him at the time. Then Madrid just came out of nowhere and just took him. I remember how pissed I was. I was like, oh my God, this guy, you could just tell that he was going places, innit? Like, you don't. So obviously you got loads of players who gets their name buzzing and never actually make it. But when you actually see the hype of the media and then you see the actual player and what he does on the ball, it matches. Like, the numbers make sense. You know what I mean? So you can tell he was going to go places. Then I remember when Zidane was actually the youth team manager, and he was playing there, and then when Zidane actually got I think he went interim first, innit? For the senior team, he went interim first. Then everyone's like, why is he not taking Ødegaard with him? And Zidane was just like, nah, he's too young and everything, he's too young. Then I remember he came into the Madrid's first team, but he wasn't playing. And then everyone's like, well, that's not right, innit? Like, then Ødegaard was like, no, like if that's going to be the case, I want to go out on loan. So you can tell it's a player that's always been driven and always wanted to go and prove himself. So hopefully that Arsenal matches his ambition, and he can come and show what he's about. The only thing that worries me is if he does come and rip it up, would we have a chance of signing him? That's the only thing. But obviously, that's something for us to worry about in the summer. At the end of the day, right now it's about the immediate requirement.
I mean,
if he comes, he does amazing.
Didn't he? He didn't rate that signing at all when he was in charge. I remember Ancelotti definitely saying that it was a PR stunt and why are we signing him? And then obviously as well, Zidane didn't really rate him. And like Kesh is saying, he had a desire to go out and loan because I think he had quite a few loans, didn't he? With Heron and teams like that. So he obviously has a desire to be a better player, and I think that's the sort of players that we should be going after because at the moment we've got players like Pepe. I don't think he has a desire to get better. I think he's just comfortable with what he's doing. So I think we should start getting players that have a desire to get better, and that's only going to make us better. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
The thing is, we all know why he wants to leave. As you guys can see here, he has 0 goals, 0 assists in 9 games played this year, where a majority of those games are like late substitutions, right? Now, if you're a 22-year-old guy who's been the youngest player to ever feature for, I think he was the youngest ever player to play for, who was it again? Cash? You were saying?
No.
I think he was
in the Norwegian League. No, in the Norwegian League. He was the youngest player to ever play in the Norwegian League.
Yeah, he has some no-name team like Alles Lunds or something.
Strong Bus or something like that.
Yeah, Fabrizio just tweeted it. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna show you guys right now. Fabrizio just tweeted about him. He says, Ødegaard is very tempted by Arsenal, and why wouldn't he be? If you're an ambitious person and you want to progress your career, you know the platform that you have from Real Sociedad and the platform you have to show yourself from Arsenal. The Arsenal platform is a lot bigger of a platform to show your worth. But guess what? Another one of those clubs that are in the race is Ajax.
Oh wow!
So if Ajax are in the race now,
that's mad.
We got a problem, you know.
No, I think we've got a big chance. I don't really see that as a problem. Listen, it said his priority was always to go Real Sociedad. We're looking at it as Arsenal's only just put their interest in, but from this sounds like it's been a few weeks that Arsenal's put it in, and he's been taking hours and days to reflect.
No, but look at what he said. The most key thing he says is Ødegaard is tempted by Arsenal loan bid. He's going to decide together with his family. Real Sociedad are in advanced talks to sign him, but obviously leading the race over Ajax, right? Always been Martin's priority by months, but Arsenal led him to take an hour of or days of reflection. So basically, he was going to Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
We came in last minute, and we're now tempting him away. This whole stuff about him requesting a transfer request, it must have happened weeks ago.
Weeks ago.
Because I only heard about it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it got dropped in it. But I think realistically, Real Sociedad makes more sense for him in my eyes, just for the fact that he doesn't have to leave the country. He was there, played 36 games or 30 games last season.
Yeah.
He's gonna jump straight back into their team. If he comes over to us, he's only got 4 or 5 months to the season in, so he's got half a season here, where he's gonna have to adapt, and he might not get straight into the team. So he's gonna have to.
The thing is, that all depends on him, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
You saw
in the back of his mind.
You saw how Bruno came in and settled straight away. I feel
6 years older though, isn't he?
I understand that, but I don't feel like it's weird, and it's weird. But Smith Rowe is a very young player who's barely had any senior appearances for us. Not even played in the Premier League, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see why Ødegaard can't come in and add competition. I'm not saying he has to come and ball out to a mad level, but as long as he comes in and he puts in 7 performances, no one will complain.
I mean, we see that, but does he see that? That's the issue.
No, I don't think he sees it, because from what I've read, it was he wanted to go back to Real Sociedad because he saw it as immediate adaptation. He wouldn't need to adapt because he's been there before. But now it's a situation where Madrid doesn't want to strengthen their rival. Like the season that Madrid's got, not even the season that Madrid, the season that many teams are having this season is they're not guaranteed to finish where where you expect Madrid to finish.
Yeah.
So if they strengthen Real Sociedad and then they ended up missing out to Real Sociedad, what does that say?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna rumble on for a couple more days, isn't it? So let's just see.
I never thought about it that way. Sorry, beginner. I just want to bring this point across. What do you guys think about this? Arsenal fans wanting him and saying he is basically going to replace Mesut Ozil and jizzing over, as Lee gonna say. You have a problem with it?
I just don't take nothing he says serious because.
You have a problem with this tweet, though?
No, I ain't got a problem. I saw it earlier. It made me laugh. I chuckled a bit still.
Arsenal going from yeah.
The O with the O. Listen, if it happens, it happens, isn't it? Obviously, it's a long shot because he was at Real Sociedad last year. It will make a lot more sense to go there.
Yeah, and no one would have gone for him a month ago because nobody would ever expect.
Think he was attainable? I didn't think he was attainable at all.
So, no one would have had him in their thoughts, but as soon as it's come up, we seem to need a number 10 more than anybody else, so it makes more sense for us.
Yeah. Do you think it would hinder Emil Smith-Rowe's development?
I don't think he would.
I don't think it would, just for the fact that I think both of them are so good that they can play in other positions.
So,
yeah. So
remember, Ødegaard. There's a few times Ødegaard last year played centre mid for Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
So he's very adaptable.
Ødegaard is 22 years old. What are you talking about?
I'm
confused.
I don't get that.
Oh no, people are comparing him to Hamas. They're like, what if he comes and he's not that good? You know what? This is better linked than Isco. Obviously, we've been linked to Isco a lot. We've been linked to all these other players. We've been linked to Bendia.
Listen, the reason why it makes more sense is you have to look at it and you have to look at the vision. You have to see the vision. He's young. His ceiling is higher than Brent. It's higher than Buendia. So it's the thing where if he was to come in and he lights up the stage and everything, and there's a possibility that you could possibly sign him, then it's a win-win situation because at the end of the day, Arsenal's going to have to sign a number 10 in the summer that's of a certain caliber. So whether that be Ødegaard or someone else pops up who's, I don't know, that's down for the Arsenal people to be doing their scout and everything to find who's actually suitable for us. If he comes in and he does his job, then you get on the negotiation table and you say, listen, like, what's your numbers? Can we do this? Is it possible? And if so, then boom, that's your number 10 sorted. You immediately start focusing on the other key areas. It's just, as I said, it's a good opportunity that's landed on our table.
Does this show ambition though from the club? Because people are saying if we were going to show ambition, we would have had something sorted. We would have had something. This is kind of like we're getting lucky.
Yeah, but ambition in this window, like what number 10's out there that's of this caliber that Arsenal could have gone and got? Tell me.
Listen, it just makes me so annoyed because I've seen two people that are regularly on Igal's channel complaining about the lack of transfers that we got, and then the other day I tweeted of the players that have been signed in this transfer window, and it is literally Snodgrass.
Yeah.
So what if everybody else that's in our position, where Liverpool need a centre back, Chelsea just need whatever they need, where everybody needs players, nobody signed anyone because you're not going to get anyone now. Everybody's worrying about what's going on with the money with COVID, so you're not going to get anyone that you really want in January. So for me, January is just always a write-off. It is last resort in it. If you haven't sorted your team at the start of the season, or if you get a massive injury where you have to go out and get somebody, that's all that's happening like right now, because we're not going to get anyone that is really going to make our team better, to be honest.
The only two options that was there before the window opened was Szoboszlai, and clearly they didn't feel that it was the best option. And Sokratis, I don't know. 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 There was talking to his people or whatever, but they didn't put a bid in. And Buendia, and let's face it, like the Buendia thing, Norwich got no reason to sell. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. They're top of the league. He signed a new contract just before the season started, so they're not under any pressure to sell. So if they're making the demands, I'm sure they would sell, but their demands are going to be 40 mil, which they're well in their right to do it because they can just wait till the summer. They don't have to sell him.
Okay.
Man, everyone just
I have a question, Big Gunner, before you go. Guys, if you're Danny Ceballos and Ødegaard calls you and says, "Tell me about Arsenal," as a person who's going to be competing against him soon, would you want him to come into the team and be with you, or would you want him to stay at Real Madrid?
You know what? I think Ceballos
for your own personal gain.
I think he's a humble guy, to be fair, Danny Ceballos. And I don't think they directly play in the same position. I would personally, I would have them both playing, to be fair. I know not everyone agrees with me with Danny Ceballos, but yeah, I think he would tell him to join, to be honest. You can see when Ceballos is playing and he's enjoying it, how much he loves playing for Arsenal. So I don't think we'd have any issues there. I think he would tell him to come and join him.
Cash?
I'm sure I saw something on Instagram earlier or something like that saying Daniel Ceballos has already spoken to him or something like that. So
yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I don't know. Like, listen, we're all saying, they're saying Ødegaard's going with Real Sociedad. At the end of the day, if Madrid says no, we're not strengthening a rival, he's not going there. So him and Madrid's gonna have to come to an agreement for that to happen.
Trust me, and that's the difference. Madrid last season were at the top.
You know what I mean? They would have cared. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter already. Now they're struggling. They lose to someone in the third division. Yeah, they lost to someone in the third division yesterday. So, are they going to risk doing it? I don't think. I think they'll be stupid to do it. I don't think they would, to be fair.
Okay, so Ceballos, give back Ceballos and take Ødegaard. We can't do that. That's not gonna. It's not how it works. Okay, so what I'm hearing that Danny Ceballos is actually Arsenal's secret weapon to get Ødegaard out of Real Madrid.
They know his agent anyway. His agent he's got the same agent as that youngster we signed in the summer. What's his name? Muller, whatever name. Yeah, I'm not gonna get caught up in this thing where it's if he chooses us or not. If he doesn't choose, listen. Before the Ødegaard links came up, what did I say? I said I'll be more than happy just to get players out and play and add carriage on from the youth team as a backup to Smith Rowe, just to get us through. Because I don't see what one player getting us. We're not going to get Champions League. We've got enough to finish 7th and below. We also won't finish lower than 11th this season. So you get someone from the youth team who can come in and fill the gaps. I'm more than happy with that.
You know what? This kid, man, he just looks miserable every time I look at him in these pictures.
Honestly, like I was doing the same thing that you was doing earlier. I was trying to find a picture.
Why does he always look miserable?
Every time he's worn a Real Madrid, every picture I saw him in a Real Madrid shirt, the guy's face was miserable.
They're in the same league. Arsenal's not in their league.
So Kesh saying Sociedad is bigger.
Look at that! Like I can't find a picture of the guy smiling.
Listen, Miguel, you're not going to find one. I've done the same thing earlier. There wasn't one of the guy smiling in a Real Madrid shirt.
Swear down.
There wasn't one. There were, like all my pictures I've got, they're just him here like that.
Mad.
The guy just looks stressed out.
He's not a happy fella.
Imagine that. King, you know.
No, but imagine Danny Ceballos. Danny Ceballos came to us. He looked like this. Now he's leaving like this.
He had long hair, didn't he? He had longer hair.
He came looking like that. Now he looks like this. Yo, we stress players out, bro.
Trust me, man. The COVID life isn't cool.
The thing is with Ødegaard, though, is I don't see a future for him at Madrid unless Zidane ever leaves.
I think Zidane's. Oh yeah,
unless Zidane leaves, he's not gonna have a future at Madrid.
I think
like Real Madrid won't risk selling him anyway. Like right now.
No, not now. They'll wait till summer.
even summer. I think.
Yo, Kesh, if you
it
see
really
any comments that you like, pick them out, okay?
No, the reason why I say that because if Zidane stays, listen,
Yeah.
you saw with Regulon, like Zidane didn't like him. That's why he left, innit? Like if it comes to the summer, and I don't think Ødegaard's going to risk the fact of going into the season again and then not getting game time.
Yeah.
And that's why it's rumored that Real Sociedad is getting a buyout clause in the deal for the loan.
The thing is, I don't think he would do that. I think he would be stupid to sign for Real Sociedad, because I think if he came to the Premiership and done well, bigger teams would come in for him. Like you'd have more teams coming in for him. I don't think if he goes Real Sociedad, I don't think that's part of his plans.
I disagree, bro. The reason why I disagree with that is because if the player is pushing for a deal to leave come the summer, if he believes that he's not going to play, then he's going to leave. It's the same with Regulon. Like he knew he wasn't going to play. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Ahmed about this. Like he's not going to stay at a club for second season in a row and not play.
Yeah, I agree, man.
If Danny Ceballos goes back, he's not going to play either. They're going to try to sell.
Ceballos will be leaving next season. I don't know where he'll be playing, but he'll be leaving next season without a doubt.
This is the best picture I found. What I'll tell you is this Ødegaard guy.
Grumpy.
People telling me, why would he come to Arsenal when Liverpool's after him, Manchester United is after him? At the end of the day, if a player wants to leave and there's only one club in for him and that team turns their head, it doesn't matter if Liverpool tells him we're going to buy you in the summertime. Wait. He's still going to come here.
Mm-hmm.
And Liverpool can still buy him in the summer because we're not buying him right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
True. Definitely true.
The biggest transfer of this window has been literally our players leaving, not players coming in. And you know what? We've been lucky. We actually got rid of players. Manchester United haven't been able to get rid of their deadwood during this window.
Ahmed, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. It's not if a player wants to leave a club, you've got to come to a solution. Like if he's not playing, if Zidane's still there and he doesn't see a future for him, what are they going to do? Just for the sake of keeping him?
Zidane's never rated him. He's never ever rated him. Even in the youth teams, he's never rated him. He put his son in over him, didn't
he? Yeah. He's not just going to stay on the bench, is he? That's why he's got fed up now and said, I want to go out on loan. Obviously, he's going to try his luck again next season, but as long as Zidane's there, I don't see him getting any luck.
Rumor has it, though, Ozil, after Ozil left and everything, they always had people in mind. They always had like a short list, long list, and I don't know if Ødegaard was actually on any list, but they're both fans of him.
Listen, he wasn't attainable.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a lot of people still believe that he isn't attainable even now.
I mean, people believe what they want to believe in it.
Madrid to recall Ødegaard and Ceballos. That was last year.
So Modric is in the process of signing a new deal. Is Ødegaard going to really sit around and say, I'm going to wait? I don't see it. I really don't. As I said, that's not even a concern for me anyway. My concern is just getting in the playoff for the next month, 5 months, whatever it is, to the season. Yeah. If there's a possibility to sign him, then we go ahead and sign him.
What is the minimum you expect from him?
Minimum?
Yeah.
Minimum I expect for him is to come in and better what Smith Rowe is doing. I don't see any reason why you can't do that. Smith Rowe, listen. Smith Rowe's assist right now, they're just a plus. What I like from Smith Rowe is that he's getting us playing. And if you're getting your team playing, the assist will come. You get it?
Yeah.
So that's what he needs to come and do.
What about this?
He performs. That's it.
Whoa, guys, completely U-turn. What if they say you can only buy him with the buyback clause?
Arsenal wouldn't do that. Maybe if he went to Sociedad, but I don't think Arsenal would do that.
Arsenal wouldn't do that.
What if they told you can have the player on a cheap, but only with a buyback clause?
I mean, as fans, you would, but you wouldn't, though, would you? Because
look at what they did with Regulon.
But Spurs, that's different, isn't it? Like that's. I don't think Spurs thought he was going to be this.
I think the Regulon thing is different, though, man. I don't know. It's different. Like I know what's it called. They're doing poor now. I get that they're doing poor now, but I think the season. I think if COVID clears up, you'll see a different season next season, and Zidane will kick on again, and his long-term future will be at Madrid. And if he's at Madrid, I just don't see him playing under Zidane.
Yeah,
I just don't see
100%.
happening. It's like Rodriguez, bro. Like those guys, they're not gonna play, and the little games that they get, they end up being not happy with it. So he's 22 years old. He needs to be playing football, and it's not like he's Spanish like Regulon, who's got this affiliation for the club.
Yeah. Man, we
Okay, so let's look at his chances created. I know this is some next stuff and some people, but I know Kesh knows how to break this stuff down. I'm bad at this. Bro, can you explain this picture to me? I know it's just big chances and what they mean. So he has one goal from there. Defensive breakdowns are the square right there 7 times. Missed chances. What the hell? So this is too much. Okay, so let's break it down. So open passes are the circles. The crosses are high crosses. Corners. Forget it. He's had 1 corner. Free kicks. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4
That's
free kicks.
the 9 games he's played, right?
This was in a total of 31 games.
Oh, for Real Sociedad, okay.
No, this was wait. This was not the whole season stats. My bad.
That's what I was thinking, because I think he's got more than that at Real Sociedad.
Yeah, no, this was probably just under a couple games, because he ended the season with what, 4 goals?
I think 13. No, more than that.
I saw
he played
4
30,
goals and 6 assists. I don't know if that was that.
Okay,
I'm sure you had more than that.
Let's just move back on. Let's just move on, because I'm looking like an idiot right now.
Hold on, I got it now. I got it. Where is it? So,
yeah, no, this whole thing's mad though. Like, there's just too many.
Real Sociedad. No, yeah, like 12, 13, 14 assists last season.
That's
14 assists.
I think so, yeah.
Nah, come on.
No, you're serious. I checked it earlier, but I just forgot already.
Can you guys still see my shared screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look, Real Sociedad, bro. There was no way he had 14 assists.
I'm checking it now.
I'm looking at it too. You guys can see it, right?
It's on Real Madrid at the moment, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, 6.
Yeah,
he had 6 assists in the league.
In all competitions, though, you're probably looking at La Liga alone.
Okay, so you want to go to transfer mark?
So I saw 4 goals, 6 assists.
Yeah, I'm on it now. So
why is it taking forever? Has it switched for you guys?
He had 7 goals and 9 assists. 7 goals, 9 assists.
Yeah, so that's not an amazing, bro.
Yeah, but you again. It's more the eye test than the stats. Yeah. If he's playing for Arsenal,
how many chances? Isak missed quite a lot of chances last season.
Like, yeah, you gotta think if
how many assists would Tierney have this season if Aubameyang and Lacazette? Yeah. Can't look at that. You know what I mean?
Go on, Fabrizio. He tweeted about. Oh, yeah, I think you're late, mate.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all seasons. You know what the mad thing is? You go to Real Madrid, you buy any player, they're all Champions League winners, because they literally won they won like 3 years in a row, or 4 years in a row. How many years in a row? 3 years, right?
Mm.
Madness. Okay, so assists. Nah, bro. So I'm looking at it right now. He had 9 assists, 7 goals. It was in the Eredivisie where he had that.
11. Yeah, for Vitesse he had 11 goals, 12 assists, and then for
Can you guys see my share screen?
No, I can't
not
see it.
yet.
Bring it up.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Mm.
Can you remove the comments out of the
Yeah.
way so people can see it? Or you know what? Just click on something and remove it.
I've done it. You just brought it back up, bro.
Oh shit, I'm an idiot. My shit's slow today. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. It's not me. Okay. So as you can see here, he's played 97 games. He's played 97 games in the attacking midfield. He's played 81 games on the right wing. Wow. And then 12 on the left, 8 on the right. This is more of a he's more of a cam than Buendia, because Buendia is more of a right winger. Let's be honest. As much as we like Buendia, and then at Sociedad, you can see his stats at Real Sociedad. Ødegaard. This is Ødegaard, by the way, people. His stats at Real Sociedad are for there to see. He had 4, 3, 7 goals, then 9 assists. In the Eredivisie, the year before when he was loaned out, he had 12 assists in the league plus Europa League playoffs, and then he had a total of 11 goals also. So he had double-digit goals, double-digit assists over there. The year before that, loaned out to Eredivisie, wasn't getting much game time. And at Real Madrid, he hasn't really done much.
Nothing. Yeah, why would you say you've been there since 2015? Yeah, that's 6 years now. 6 years. Oh yeah, he went there when he's 15. And he's 20. So 7 years he's been there now.
Bro, he was you see, I told you he was one of the youngest players ever to play for Real Madrid. He played one game for them when he was a youth. He's the youngest ever player to play for Real Madrid.
But as Ancelotti said, that was a PR stunt.
But he gave him one game.
Yeah, no, he gave him the game because I think he's in his autobiography. He said he was pushed to do it.
Why?
Because they went and signed this amazing 15-year-old, didn't it? And obviously, like when you remember, I don't know if you remember Freddie, do you? But if you're from America,
From America, yeah.
That guy was
I know
14.
Freddie. Yeah. Come on, I feel disrespected.
So, I mean, some of your people there might not know them, you know. Like some of I know these guys are all millennials.
Bro, remember he beat Messi in the World in the was it under 20s World Cup or something?
He was the original. Like when you get those sort of players, like that gets younger fans and that gassed, and then that's why they start supporting teams and stuff like that. So I think having the youngest player in the Champions League is a bit mad, isn't it?
Look at how much he's worth on this site. This site's bullshit.
Oh, they saying that he's got 2 Champions League.
What?
Did they say that he's won 2 Champions Leagues?
Yeah, 2 Champions League and a Super Cup.
I suppose if you make an appearance, you won it, isn't it?
Mm.
Nah, it just shows up on your resume like it's nothing, right? But yeah,
he's excited today, boy.
So guys, the question I have for you guys. Oh, he said look up Mason Mount's numbers in the Eredivisie. 14 goals, 9 assists. Okay, so you're trying to belittle the stats, eh?
Mason Mount
don't have the eye test. Like that. He doesn't have the eye test like that. Still. That's why I have to put them all to balance them. You have to use both.
Let's be honest, guys. We're gonna look at Ødegaard. We're gonna see a player that we like. We're gonna see everything that we like. We're gonna see all the things of a player that we would love to bring in. But the reality of the situation is he's very close to joining Real Sociedad, not Arsenal. That's the team he's close to joining. Arsenal have turned his head, but the club that he's really close to joining is Real Sociedad. All the reports are saying that Real Sociedad are still the front runners. We have no say in this situation.
We've got no say in it. We've got no say in it at all.
What?
We've got no say in it at all. The only thing I'm banking on is that obviously the thing is Madrid don't want to strengthen the rival. So if Madrid feels that they don't want to do that, then there's no way he's going there, is it?
Which is silly, especially as they don't rate him. So why would they not think that? You know, I would just give him to Sociedad, but obviously I don't know. It
would make more sense for them to give him to Sociedad. You know what I mean? What you don't want is for him to come in and not settle. Not that I don't think he would, but then he's not developing the way he should be on the loan, and it's all about him developing.
Yeah. So forget Buendia. Arsenal must sign Real Madrid.
You know how see everyone trying to get on this Luke Shaw bandwagon. Yeah, I can't wait for Arsenal to get a well-balanced team for Tierney to just blow these men out of the water. Bro. I swear to God.
He's blowing them out of the water anyway. Like,
no, I know he is. I know he has, but you go up another level that they ain't seen yet.
Yo, what about this? This is starting to get embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is starting to get embarrassing how we go from being Buendia to Ødegaard. Oh man, honestly,
no, but you have to understand it though. You have
where he comes from.
You
know when people make fun of us? I understand why they make fun of us because
the reason you're not taking, you have to understand it though. Buendia, every Arsenal fan take Buendia. If we can get Buendia right now for 25 mil, there's no one that will say no. But we know it's not a deal that's plausible unless we're spending big on it. So of course they're gonna say go and get Ødegaard because it's a perfect situation. Are you looking at Buendia and saying Ødegaard is not at the same level? Of course he is. He's definitely at the same level. He's got the same, probably got the same ability and everything, but it's on a loan. So that means there's no risk with it. There's no risk whatsoever.
Yeah. So, final thoughts, guys. Will this happen? Can it happen? And what's your odds of it happening? I want to know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think the odds of this happening is. Getting the young man away from Real Madrid. This is a photo of him last year at Real Sociedad. Now,
even this guy.
Oh, the Asian guy, yeah, plays for Barcelona, right?
No, Madrid. Plays for Madrid.
He's on Madrid too?
Yeah.
Yo, this kid's good too. Like Real Madrid just have a bunch of superstars in their clubhouse.
The joke is obviously Arsenal has obviously turned his head because if they hadn't, he would be playing for Sociedad because
already. Exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, they've been doing it for a week or two now, isn't it?
There's no way he would have waited until what? What's the date today? 21st, almost the end of the month. He's not going to wait a whole transfer window.
Nah, so his head's being turned, isn't it? Just because Arsenal linked to him.
Speak up, bro. You're mumbling.
Oh no, I'm just sorry. I'm reading the comments. You know when you're reading the comments and seeing what people are like, what they're saying. I just think it's just like of anything, man. Like fans get excited when there's someone that they like coming in. Like Man United were convinced they were getting Sancho, and then where's Sancho now? Like, there's nowhere to be seen. Are they gonna ever see Sancho? We don't know. So I think, I mean that's why I'm just one of those guys that I don't get excited until I see Sky Sports News player holding my shirt because we could be having this whole hour and a half conversation and then he goes and joins Real Sociedad. So we've literally just wasted an hour and a half talking about something that was never going to happen. So, but hopefully it does. Like Kesh was saying, we couldn't have gone after him in the summer because nobody would have thought he was available in the summer. So it's come up, it's popped up. Let's go for it and let's try and get it over the line. But if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is. You're right. But of course, I'll tell you guys a story. I was speaking to my wife yesterday and we were talking about transfers, right? And I asked her a question. We were watching the Aston Villa game and I'm like, if Arsenal bought Jack Grealish for 100 million, would you be happy with that? She said 100 million. Are you crazy? And I'm like, why? She's like, I would, and this is just, she doesn't even look at transfers or values of the players or anything. She's just saying this off her own experience. She's like, I would rather take that money and go find the best players for our needs in two positions and start and do the best recruitment I could do and invest an extra 10 million in recruitment than spend 100 million on one player because he's the only player we see value in.
I totally agree with that. And the only reason why we're talking about Jack Grealish being 100 million is because he's English and playing in the Premiership.
What? Fabrizio, what is he talking about now? I have updates on my phone immediately when he tweets.
Yeah, so if
the old one, man.
Some of these people are coming late, so they probably haven't seen that we've already spoken about it. Yeah, I just think if he was in Spain or whatever, you'd be probably looking at Jack Grealish to be £40 million. I don't even think he would be 50. I think it would be like 40 and slightly under. It's
Yeah,
literally just the
definitely.
English tax that we're looking at. So like your wife says, is I personally would go get two players that we need in two positions, then blow it on Jack Grealish for 100 million, because to me that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like going into a store. You buy the first thing you see, but it's overpriced. I like Jack Grealish. Don't get me wrong. I would love Arsenal to go spend 100 million on Jack Grealish. I know it's not realistic. I know it's not obtainable. I know it's not the first thing that you think that you think the club would ever do. But if they were to do it, we'd all be happy. But the thing is, I'm worried if we were to ever spend that type of money on one individual player, would we then go strength to strength and get more, or would we settle?
That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Like, if you're going to bring in a Jack Grealish, you've got to bring in another 3 players with him in the same window.
Like kind of like what Chelsea did. It hasn't really worked out, but if you're going to get one player that's really, really good, you need to bring in 2 or 3 to complement that. And yeah, if we do get or if we were to go after Grealish, I think we'd have to get 2 or 3 players. Again, we would have the same Mesut Ozil situation where we've got someone on big wages, but we haven't built anything to play with it. So it just made no sense doing it, giving him that big contract and not backing it up by signing players. When I looked at the attacking talent that we signed after Mesut Ozil got that contract, it was literally Martinelli, Pepe, Suarez on loan, and can't remember who the fourth player was. So we can't do that again. If we're going to go after big players, you need to bring in more players to complement them.
Look at how many guys these guys have. So they got Ødegaard, right? I would take him. I would take Valverde any day. I wouldn't take Isco. I mean, Asensio, maybe. Lucas Vasquez, I think he would actually do really well. And then these guys up top, I would take Rodrigo in a heartbeat. Vinicius Jr., I think there's something wrong with him. And I don't want nothing to do with the Dominican, bro. He just doesn't suit what I think of a player. And what do you think about their academy? Is it the under 19s?
I don't know anyone in their academy.
Cash.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone in the Real Madrid academy?
No.
Because if we're looking at all these teams, like I'm not.
There's a midfielder that was linked in the summer. If you scroll down, that would find him. I'm not sure if he plays for the academy or the Castilla there.
But what are we not allowed to sign anymore? Is it under 19s or under 18s?
Under 18s, I think.
Okay.
Never heard of half of these guys.
No.
That beats me. I think the Asian guy, doesn't he play for? He plays for Real Madrid. Why is he not? His picture's not on here. Is he still on loan?
He's playing unless he plays for the B team.
He was at Villarreal, but he's gone to Getafe. He was at Villarreal at the start of the season, but he wasn't playing much. I think he played like 13 games. Madrid cancelled it or moved him to Getafe now. Emery was saying that he's not playing him unless he earns his place.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did not think Ødegaard was attainable, but one guy I did think was attainable, and I really wanted was the guy at Barcelona, Riqui Puig. Now Riqui Puig, I've been watching this guy play ever since Barcelona has been going through their down moments, and I've been seeing a trend. When Riqui Puig plays, he has the most. He brings more balance to the team than the formations that they've been playing. In fact,
he's not a 10 though. That's the thing. He's not a 10.
It's not. You don't have to sign him as a 10. I'm not saying sign him as a 10. I'm saying sign him just as another option. If we're gonna spend 100 million on players, I would rather go in on a Riqui Puig and go in on a Sangare than drop 100 mil on
Sangare.
Those two guys. We could get them both for how much? 40 mil each? Have 20 mil.
Sangare is recently moved though.
What?
Sangare is recently moved.
What?
Sangare recently moved.
From Lille.
It wasn't Lille that he's playing for.
No, I'm talking about Ibrahim. What's his name?
Another one you talk about, the defensive mid. He was at
Where'd
Lille.
he go?
He was at Toulouse. He's gone to the PSV or Feyenoord, one of them.
I think I'm talking about the wrong player. My bad.
Talk about the defensive mid, ain't you?
No, he was at Lille.
Don't think he was at Lille, bro. He was at Toulouse, I think. So
I might have a different name. But what do you think about Ricky Puig?
I think he's a good player. He's a very good player.
Yeah, I mean the way Barcelona are playing at the moment, I can't see them selling him. Like,
I think it's a missed opportunity. Koeman wanted to get rid of him at the start of the season, but I feel the way he's coming now and he's showing his promise that he's a promising player, I don't see that happening now. I remember with the new president coming in, I don't think he's gonna. Oh, you talk about Samori, not Sangare.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what? Yeah, Samori. Yeah, I don't think the new president will be letting go of Barcelona's gems like that anymore.
Yeah, see what TJ. If we could get that TJ Emerson comment up, that's what I would do personally. For 120 million, you probably get Basuma, Lamptey, and if you wanted Buendia, instead of paying that much money for Grealish, yeah, you could get free. I reckon, yeah, you could get those free for the same money. To be honest.
Which comment was that? Oh yeah,
TJ Emerson, yeah, that one there.
I'm not too keen on the Lamptey signing though. I won't even lie to you.
I would rather do what Everton did this season in getting in Decore and Hamas and what's his name? What was the other guy's name? Allen, yeah. So getting 3 guys in for 62 million, then spending 62 million on Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Hamas really. I mean, he started off well, but has he been injured?
It's a squad depth.
It's like, I think he's just another one of those people that are just like, they were overhyped.
I buy 3 deadwood players for 60 mil, and I'll regret it. What's more likely to happen? We pay 60 mil for a player and he'd be a flop, or we buy 3 players and they're all flops?
Monster, you can keep Lamptey. You can keep him. Like I see everyone getting gassed. Like he looks a good player.
I mean, Monster.
I want
to go back to Chelsea. Because
James is there. I want to see Lamptey play in a back 4 rather than a flying wing back. Then we'll see if he's really capable of actually coming and playing at a top team. Because there's one thing playing as a wing back and there's another thing playing as a fullback where you've got the third centre back coming over and covering the spaces. Not the same.
My man's gone. I mean, Ahmed, I've watched a few times this season playing for Lyon, and I'm not impressed, man. Like, I don't know if it's just the matches I watched. Like, he was just bad in all of them. Like, he just didn't look like he was interested. But it's probably just the matches I watched, but I didn't really rate him for Lyon this season.
Who?
I think his head might be gone though. I think his head's probably gone.
I mean, he's talking like he doesn't mind staying, but I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe he wanted to stay. I don't believe that.
Guys, remember, Kesh, when we said don't give Aubameyang a new contract, invest in the midfield, sell Lacazette, trust the kids, do this, that. Everything we were saying, people laughed at us. Now the same people who are laughing are saying the same thing as us. Isn't it hilarious?
I don't think you could have sold.
No, I said sell one of them at least.
Yeah, you would have had to sell one of them, but you wouldn't have sold Aubameyang. I know everybody's saying we should have, but we wouldn't have sold him because nobody saw this decline coming. Not the amount of decline he's had from the last 2-3 seasons to now. Again, I'm still like, I've said Max Aaron was one of the players I actually said that I wanted Arsenal to sign.
I'll take him over Lamptey any day. Any day.
It's going to be cheaper as well. It's going to be massive. It's going to be much, much cheaper. But I think in the summer, I think we should look at maybe shipping Lacazette out, because as much as I love him, I think that's the only player that we're gonna get money for.
Definitely needs to ship him out.
Yo, what do you guys think about Rodrigo De Paul, Argentinian, plays for Udinese?
I think he's a quality player. He gets amongst the goals. He looks at danger. I think he's a good player.
Would you buy? Would you get him? He's linked to.
They want 40 million as well, man. These clubs are trying to take the piss out of us because we're English clubs, yeah. That's why they're demanding 40 mil from Leeds and all that. But listen,
and when you do stupid things like buy Pepe for 72 million, people are just going to expect that all the time now. So when they see you coming, they're going to boost up the price because, the fact that the little owner came out and said they can't believe that we gave him so much for him just shows that whoever was in charge, like Kesh was saying the other day, all the signings that we've made for the last couple of seasons, you kind of have to disregard them because I feel like they're just all dodgy signings. Like someone was making money somewhere in it. And even like the Willian one, although it was a free transfer, got no doubt that someone made a hefty like 5-6 million transfer fee on it, a bonus or whatever it is when they sign an on fee. So yeah, I'm just disregarding the last few signings that we've made for the last 3 windows because no doubt they were all a bit suspicious.
No, I think
he's played 20 games.
I think he can get 25 mil for Lacazette easily. That 25 mil can go and buy you what's his name? What's the guy at Red Bull Salzburg? You can go and get you a Dakar. I think he's really
Dakar,
I don't imagine Edson Ødegaard will be going for more than 35 mil. That's a good sale and reinvestment for Lacazette.
I actually think that I think we could see Bellerin and Lacazette go in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Bellerin, he's hit the ceiling with us. I don't think he's going to get any better. But if he did go to say PSG or Barcelona or somewhere like that, his game would just change and he would be so much better in those leagues. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of those 2 teams came in for him next season, and hopefully we would get 25-30 million for him. And again, just keep reinvesting, man.
You can easily get that for him. Like people saying, "Oh, he's 30." I've seen how many 30-year-olds have been getting bought for that money over the last few years. Like, it's not.
Have you ever heard of this player?
Yeah, Barella. Yeah, they've only recently signed him though, like 2 seasons ago.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
And the way Inter are playing right now, they're not going to be selling anyone, are they?
Yeah, they ain't selling.
Do you guys feel like they could do a thing where they could try to keep Torreira or something? Because to me,
no, they're trying to get rid of him.
If Arsene Wenger was still here, Torreira would be playing well for us because Arsene Wenger would try to protect him and like cuddle with him every day.
That's the problem. That's the problem though that we had. That's the problem we had though. That is actually one of the problems. That was one of Wenger's biggest problems. Never knowing when to let go, and that's why I give Fergie a very good credit. He knows when to let go and bring someone else in to replace someone. Like Torreira, he had his first season was good, but he didn't pick up the following season.
I think the difference is that obviously with the money situation, we probably had to hold players longer than we really, really wanted to because the fact that we had bloody Shamak and all these people come in just showed that we weren't really serious about competing at any stage. People like Perez and what was the Korean? Was he Korean?
Park Ju-young.
Yeah, he scored that wonder goal in the Europe, not Europa League, in the League Cup, and then we never saw him again.
Ridiculous. Them man, the only time I used to see them man, there's on Pro Evolution, bro.
I think what Arteta's trying to do, he's trying to do a lot in a short space of time. He's trying to, because he's played for Arsenal, he knows the problems. So I think he's trying to get rid of the off-field problems as much as the on-field problems.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work he's got on his hands. But it looks like that little gang that they had going of Kolasinac, Mustafi, Sokratis, and they're all being disbanded. So
that Lazio's come back in for him or something like that. Mustafi.
Say that again?
Talking about Italy, Cash.
That Lazio's come back in for Mustafi.
They've told us for free. They want to give him to us for free.
No, forget it. Keep him. Keep him.
They offered him for free to Leicester. Leicester said no. They offered him for free to us. We've said no. They've offered him for free to Everton. Everton said no. Every single top club has said no. Guess the one club that said yes? Tottenham. And what they said to Tottenham was, we're not going to give him to you for free because you sold him to us for 20 million and you refused to give him to us for 15. We're going to tell you guys, pay 15 million or pay his full wages for the rest of his contract. Pick one.
Oh, my thing's frozen.
Yeah, it's been acting up all day, bro. What the hell's that?
One sec. Let me change my camera.
Nah, it's not the camera. It's the thing. It's actually been acting up. So, guys, Ericsson, hell no, right? Hell no, hell yes. Yes or no?
Hell no.
Hell no. Don't want that guy anywhere near my team, bro. Anywhere near.
The thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I'll be taking Guendouzi back, man. Like, I think...
I don't see that happening, though, man.
Not it's just too far down.
I don't think... I don't know if he's got a future. Obviously, he's got 1 year left, so more than likely probably sell it.
Yeah.
Okay. Lacazette's been linked to other clubs too. Do you think Lacazette could leave?
Yeah, he's got options. What? Not this window. Summer.
But isn't it laughable that the options are like fake options? I don't think Atletico Madrid are going to go for him when they have Dembele.
No, Lacazette's biggest interest in the summer was Roma.
Was it?
That was his biggest interest. It was Roma that wanted him, but their valuation was, I think it was 18 mil, and Arsenal said it was too low. I think they wanted 25.
I remember Lacazette and Roma.
Man. They love trying to get players on the cheap.
That's Italian football, though. Italian football are known for doing this.
And listen, Dembele is now left. What's it called, Leon? You never know. Leon might be back for Lacazette.
Yeah, true.
They got Soleimani, but I don't think Soleimani is of that quality.
I love this picture. This is my favorite picture. I didn't like it when it happened, but now that that day is past, when we faced Aston Villa, the pictures that came out of Lacazette when he missed those chances, absolutely horrendous chances. Those photos are to this day one of the funniest photos. Look at this picture. Doesn't it just remind you of the headache that you had after that game? I swear to God, after that day, I went on Midnight Vibes, and I was getting it the whole day. And all I could remember the end of the day was just go back and look at the pictures for the game, just to see what pictures I want to put on the for my match review or whatever. And I seen this picture, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. If I do this, no one's gonna click on it.
One thing we forgot to talk about is Ainsley Maitland-Niles' future at this club. I don't think he's got a future beyond summer. Jenny, don't like. If you look at
they messed him up, man. I can't believe they did that to him. Like, he wanted the bid was there. The bid was there. We said we'd keep him, and then to keep him and put him out of position as well. Like that's just muggy.
Yeah, I think it's personally I think it's his own fault as well, though. Like, if you look at what Arteta said in the interview, because the way Cedric trains and prepares himself, he's always ready to come in.
Yeah, but that's not his position. Like it's an impossible task. Like he's even play left back the other day.
Yeah, he played left back, but fans weren't saying that though. Why the fans wanted? Fans were saying he can play right back and left back. I don't think he plays any of the roles to the standards that he should be played. I think what Maitland-Niles is, he's a player that comes in for tactical reasons. Like if you're playing against a tricky winger, you put him on any side and you know you will mark them out of the game. But in terms of a specialist position, he hasn't got one. He actually hasn't got a specialist position.
And he's not going to have one playing for us, and that's why I think we should have let him go, because
we should let him go. But I think it's a thing where I don't think 50 mil was good enough for Maitland-Niles. I think he could easily go and get 20, 25 mil for Maitland-Niles.
No, but if we don't rate him, then to me that's good enough, man. Considering all the players that we've lost for free, 15 mil is a lot of money.
But he's got what, he had 3 years on his contract. There's no harm in waiting until the summer and see if he can push it. There's no if it doesn't happen, then you can easily go and get the 50 mil again, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Like, if you watch that Palace game, yeah, I know a lot of people are making excuses saying, "Oh, it's because Mikel Arteta has messed him about. That's why he looks so rubbish." And all that. I'm like, bruv, what kind of excuses are we offering these pros, bruv? Bruv, when I was watching early 2000 of Premier League football, bruv, these excuses was not coming up for players. I don't know why us fans have started making excuses for players now. Like, we start saying, "Oh, they need time to adapt and things like that." Bruv, I never heard any of that in my days. In my early days of watching football,
anybody would be playing in 3-4 different positions constantly, which none of them are his actual position, or that he says. If he says he's a centre mid,
he's not a centre mid, though, is he?
No, but I'm saying if that's his position,
then he needs to go play there. Yeah, then he needs to go play there.
But if he's not good enough for us to play there, then sell him. Yeah,
of course, I agree. But I said we should have sold him. But a lot of fans up in Raw saying, "Nah, you've got to keep him." I'm like, bro, no.
They hate.
TJ, it wasn't 20 mil. It was 15. It was 15 million.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna play a game. Okay, so this is what's gonna go. Simple. Yes, no, keep, sell. We always do this here and there. So Ainsley, you guys are saying sell.
Yeah.
Okay, people in the comment section, play along. So is it keep or sell? Let's go. So first things first, you put that up. Okay, so now next, you said, what was the next player? We already got rid of him. Chambers. Do we have to keep him for a quota for homegrown players?
Don't know, to be honest, but again, if you're not going to play him, then sell him. Like, don't just keep players for the sake of keeping them. Like, I'm sure he would have more than enough people coming in for him, so sell him before we lose him on a free.
Okay, this one's easy. People in the comments, sell, keep. I think everyone's saying sell. Everyone's saying sell at this point. Look at them all saying sell. Not one person disagrees. Okay. Rob Holding got a new deal, so there's no point of talking about him. David Luiz, are we re-signing him or getting rid of him?
Contract's done. Him going, man.
Just let him go for a free, right? Just put free. Just put free. Free for David Luiz. If you want to, instead of sell, just put free. Someone said murdered. Oh my god. You guys are sickos. Okay. On a real note though, Mohamed Al-Neni, I honestly believe we can't get rid of him because we can't find better right now. With the amount of money that we're trying to spend, we might as well just get in a couple and hold on to Al-Neni as a servant and get rid of Ceballos, of course.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one as well. Like you're saying, we're not going to get anyone that can come in and be sufficient cover for a decent amount of money, to be fair. So I'd be keeping him.
I don't know, man. I think in the summer you got to move him, man.
I think he will want to
move on. You promote from within. You get, obviously, I expect us to get us in the middle in the summer. And then you promote the likes of Aziz and get him mixed in amongst the senior players, and you go again. Like, you just slowly build it. Listen, the immediate requirement is to build a strong 11, not so much a overall squad. Like, you have to do it in process. Like, when Klopp came in, he never had a full blown squad straight away. He just constantly got small little pieces added to the first 11. Then Liverpool's first 11 was so strong. Then you saw him now he's trying to improve the squad depth. Like, he brought in the Jota, was Shaqiri. You can't depend on the Shaqiris and that. You know what I mean? So that's the way you have to do it.
Okay, Willock?
You loan him.
Loan him. I was gonna say, I think he's the one that should have had a loan this season.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely should have gone on loan. I'm not ready to sell him just yet. I'm
ready to sell. From what I've seen from Willock so far, I'm ready to sell him with either a buyback clause or a sell-on clause. If they don't do that in the UK, I'll just sell him, try to get whatever money I can get, and reinvest that into a backup goalkeeper.
You can't do that straight away because you've got to listen. He's not pushed on the way we expect him to push on. But I do feel there's there's a player in there somewhere, but he's just not got the basic fundamentals. There's some basic fundamentals he's missing from his game, and I feel the only reason why he hasn't got that is because he hasn't gone out and played enough senior men's football.
Where has he had a chance to improve? Like,
so he hasn't played enough, exactly. So he needs to go out and learn.
He needs to go on loan, man,
and earn his stripes. Like you saw Smith Rowe, that Huddersfield loan done a lot for him. You know what I mean? So,
but you know, can I say something to defend him? Even though I want to get him out, Kesh, you know the problem with him is he's grown up. So he's grown up, but he's not. He's still skinny, to a sense.
No.
Let me finish. So as a person who myself, I know when it comes to pace, guys who are shorter have a lot more pace than guys who are taller that are skinny. So he needs to muscle up a little bit so his body and can get used to the pace that he needs to move at. Because you're not as fast when you're skinny and tall as you are when you're more muscular and tall. Because that muscle helps you move quicker.
He doesn't need to be fast, bro.
I'll tell you what's funny, that everybody. The eye test is just not. It's not great because I was reading the stats the other day when I was looking at Mesut Ozil. He was the second fastest in most games. He clocked a faster speed than Aubameyang, top speed. Mesut Ozil. Did anybody ever see that? Did we ever see Mesut Ozil breaking away from anyone? But you don't see it. So I think. I think obviously he hasn't kicked on like we expected him to. He's playing centre midfield, which in the Premiership, that's not a position I think like young players you can just test them in because that's where you lose the game is in midfield. So
think about how many young centre mids have actually played at top level straight away.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, guys, can I stop you guys right there? Is Willock slow or am I just blind?
He's not slow.
He's slow in my opinion.
He's not slow. I don't think he's slow. You might say he's not direct and everything, but he's not slow. I don't think he's slow. But even if he's slow, what does that mean though? Like pace isn't necessarily. He's not Xhaka slow. You know what I mean? Like so, it's not a problem. I just feel.
Remember, is it at Anfield? Was it last season or the season before when he picked up the ball on the halfway line and ran through how many people? So you don't need to be. Yeah. You don't need to be.
He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of power.
Power, isn't he? He's got power in his running. But
I feel like he relies on his power too much. Like, as I said, sometimes he gets on the ball and to be a centre mid, you've always got to be ahead of the game. You've got to know what your next step is. Like he waits till he gets the ball before they're making a decision. And that for me is from him not playing enough senior men's football that means enough. Like he needs to go out and load, play at a team that's battling relegation. Play a team that's actually trying to get to a common goal. You know what I mean? And him playing in the Europa League is not enough for it. Like he's not at the level of a Saka.
Okay, guys. Someone said to me he's probably our fastest CM. Another one said his best attribute is his pace and power. Without that, he's nothing.
It's true. That's why I don't understand what you're saying. He's slow. He's not slow.
I mean, to be fair, with the exception of Thomas Partey, well, I think all of us here are faster than Xhaka. Yeah. I don't think El Neni's got any sort of pace. If you're going to put Ainsley Maitland-Niles in there and say he's a centre midfielder, then obviously he would be the quickest. But I don't think it's a good thing that he's necessarily faster than our centre midfielders because, again, Danny Ceballos looks like he's running in quicksand half of the time when he's running. So
sell Xhaka, drop kick Xhaka, kick him out the club, throw an armband at him when he's on his way out. I think he's been criminally underrated majority of his career, and at times I've said I'm never going to defend him again because he's made numerous mistakes over and over again. But I'm just going to say, based on my former opinion, I used to think that he was underrated because he did do a job for us that a lot of people in the team could not do.
He's overrated, DB. Overrated.
By who?
Overrated. What, Xhaka?
Overrated.
He's overrated.
In order to be overrated, you have to be rated.
Yes, and when he first came in, he was rated. It's only now the majority of Arsenal fans are realizing.
No, but if you watch Xhaka, I'll tell you the thing with Xhaka is he needs to be playing European football. So when you watch him in even when we got to decent stages in the Europa League, or you watch him playing for his country, he's a different footballer when he's playing for those in those games because
those games
the game moves at his is that slower. So if he went to go play in Italy,
He would look good.
Germany, France, any of those other leagues, he would be good.
Yeah.
But in this league, he
Can't get away with that.
You can't get away with it. And that's why you see all of those fouls that he makes is because he's that split second too slow for the Premiership, and that would be the reason I sell him, because whenever he makes a mistake, it seems to lead to a goal or a chance for the other team, which at this level that we can't be having it. So
I think the only plus, what I've noticed from him playing in that Newcastle game with Partey, he benefits from Partey, and the reason why he benefits from Partey is he doesn't have to get on the ball as much. If you actually look in that Newcastle game, I don't think he got on the ball as much. I'd love to see the numbers, but we never needed him to be,
I think,
trying to travel with the ball or pick out these difficult these passes. Partey was taking out of that.
You know what his issue is? He's so scared to make a mistake. He's scared to make a mistake because he knows he has no recovery. So if he makes a mistake, that's it. The chance is gone. Some of our players can make a mistake and then they have the recovery to get back in. So like when I was analysing the game the other day, there was a stage where he got on the ball and we had Lacazette, Emil Smith-Rowe, Tierney and Cedric all breaking. He gets to the halfway line and does a U-turn and goes back to Louise, because he was just afraid that if he lost that ball, he was out of position and it would be a break.
Kish, I apologize. I forgot. In 2016, we were calling him our next Shabby.
Bro, I don't lie, bro. I don't lie. I remember, bro. Like, he was being amped up. Like, after his first season, man realized this guy ain't it. The moment he got that red card against Swansea, I was like, fuck this guy, bro. Big man, I was like, fuck him. I don't care about him.
I was at that game as well. I remember
the goal against Hull. People were saying, what the hell?
Why do you always dive in, bro? Like,
it just doesn't have the pace.
You're going to foul someone, though. Pull their shirt or something. Why does it always go to the floor? You're going to get caught. Just pull his shirt. But the moment you dive in, a red card.
He just swiped the guy, didn't he? He just swiped him.
Look at what it says at the top of the screen. How do Xavi Alonso and Granit Xhaka compare? ?
I
reckon on stats, they would be similar.
Yeah, I do reckon they'll be similar.
Yeah. Sure. But on the eye test, it's just not
there at all.
Just not there at all, boy. But I stand by my words. I think Xhaka is like Fred. If you put him in another country, they automatically go 10.
Fred will look a different level.
Yeah, it's just like, but in the Prem, it's just a different. Whoever did that was a bit nuts too.
Fred what's it called in Spain would look a madness.
Yeah, okay, so I say in Barcelona should sign Fred.
Next, Ceballos return to Real Madrid and let his contract
return.
We're not playing him, so just return him. Like, we're just what we got him for if he's not going to play.
What if we do a third loan?
Forget it.
We're just going to keep loaning until he's a free transfer. Is that what we're doing?
You know what it is? You keep loaning, and you know what it is? It's like paying back your school university. You keep paying until after 10 years, and then they just write it off.
Oh, it's not even 10 years here, boy. I think
you pay the minimum until they write it off.
I haven't paid back any of mine at all. Where
they pay that in Canada. I know one guy who kept getting it deferred until eventually they said you can't afford to pay it, so we'll just write it off for you. That's what Arsenal's trying to do with everything. Okay, next. I think I'm gonna skip the main guys and I'm gonna go to Reece Nelson first. I think this is the guy who we should loan out to somebody in the English game. Where you guys, I remember I was saying sell Willock. I'm saying loan Reece Nelson.
Listen, the thing is, the difference is he's at a loan, and his loan wasn't that impressive as much as Arsenal fans tried to play it out.
I think it's good enough, but I just think when he's playing in the Europa League against bloody who Dundalk or Dunkirk, whatever them teams are, if you're not beating them man for pace, if you're not ripping up those games, then sorry, you're not doing good enough for me. He had his big chance when Martinelli, the Martinelli injury game, isn't it? When, I can't remember anything he'd done in that game, not one thing. So for me, if people are saying that Ainsley doesn't look ready or not ready, then Willock is.
We say Nelson's better than Willock, but obviously, I'm not a big believer of
doing plays out of positions, like
the contributions and that. Like on Nelson's a lot more techier than Willock, I will admit. But the thing is, I don't feel Nelson can push on to the level that would open for him to be like. You know, when there's a player that he can go to a Palace and you probably see him step his game up because that's his level. He can't cope with the pressure of being at Arsenal. It's the same as when Erodi was there. You can't cope with the pressure of playing for
Arsenal. Sancho's level when they were younger, like they're not even close to being in the same
in the same bracket.
But you sold him. If you're selling Nelson, I know everyone's probably selling this guy, but people in the comment section are loaning him out. By the way, they're not selling. A lot of them agree with me. Now, what are we doing with Eddie Nketiah? In my opinion, Eddie Nketiah, he even though people say keep Balogun and get rid of Eddie, it's not that clear cut as you said.
My honest opinion is if we don't get 20 mil for Eddie Nketiah, I wouldn't sell him because there are players that are going for silly money that are not even close to Eddie, in my opinion.
Solanke, one of them, bro.
In all of those people, what we've got to remember is Nketiah is just a goal scorer. That's all he can do. Like in now football, you can't do that anymore. You have to be so much more as a forward. Nketiah 10, 15 years ago would have been. But now he's not the thing. But for me, if we don't get 15 to 20 million, then yeah. And he was playing when we wasn't even getting chances. That's the thing as well.
Nketiah playing with Alan Smith back in the day. Yeah, nice.
I would like to see him play if we actually got him chances. He was playing in our worst when we didn't even get the ball into the box. That's when Nketiah was.
Southampton, he got a clear-cut chance. Messed it up. Europa League against Dundalk, against Rapid Vienna. Don't forget how many chances we had. We could have won those games 7-0.
Arsenal's not his level. Arsenal's not his level. That's it. If you put him at a Burnley or something, I think he'll flourish.
No, not Burnley, bro. We know about Burnley and them, man. You know what they do.
Play him at Burnley, he'll flourish there.
Burnley, bro. Burnley, no brother flourishing at Burnley, bro. We know that.
Bro,
like, all these at Burnley. What's that wood guy? Just flick on,
and
he's just
two-man partnership, two-man striker partnership will flourish.
Yeah, he's not good enough for Arsenal. So yeah, but I want 20 mil because
it's the same as what's it called, man? Like in this league, I don't know. Like not every striker can cut it as playing as a lone striker, bro. I'm telling you, like the Premier League is a different ball game, bro. Different ball game, man. As you can see, with Timo Werner. You know, it's not for everyone.
It's not. Okay, so I'll just point out right now. There's people that we're not selling. So nobody's selling Martinelli. Obviously, nobody's selling Saka. Nobody's selling Emil Smith Rowe. Nobody's selling guys like him. Obviously, nobody's selling Thomas Partey. Nobody's selling Rob Holding because Rob Holding just signed a new contract. Nobody's selling Cedric because we physically can't. The guy just literally signed a new contract. Did I forget Bellerin?
I think Bellerin will be gone, you know. I genuinely think he'll be gone. And I hope I'm right. I hope the Barcelona president keeps his promise. Back in
the Bellerin slander is okay. But when you say he was never good, you're lying.
No one ever said he was ever good. Every Arsenal
Come on, Jem said that the other day, literally.
No. He was good when he first broke through on the scene. He was good. Like he actually was good. Like he was frightening. Like there's no rival club can tell me when Bellerin first came on the scene, they wouldn't have took Bellerin. Yeah, Monster, I saw you. That's why I threw that one in there. But yeah, there's no rival fan that wouldn't have took what's it called? That would have took Bellerin at that age. It's just that after his injury, that was just hit for him. Like I think 2016 is Bellerin's last good season. So it's been 6 years of injury.
Just rubbish, isn't it?
Like I remember the game against Bayern, bruv. Like he was moving, but he was doing his thing. Champions League, like, bro. Sometimes it doesn't work out, innit? Like sometimes a player just doesn't reach the heights that you expect them to be. I think Martial's one of the same as well. I don't think Martial's reaching the heights that everyone thought he would reach.
I
There's
think
players
everyone
out there that's like that.
as well, Martial.
Yo,
say?
people are going in on Bellerin. People are going in on Bellerin. Let me just show you guys some of these comments, right? So first things first, they start with Zoolander, sell Bellerin, sell this clown.
I
Right?
agree with them.
He's the worst right back in the league.
And all of these,
go to Fashion Week.
He just needs to be sold, innit? For both his good and for our good, to be fair.
Yeah. It's a similar situation to the Ozil thing now. It's just like you just need to move on. That's what it is. For the better for him and the better for us. He can go on and get
say something?
fullback.
We're gonna move on to Pepe, right? And Pepe is gonna be a divisive. To me, I'm keeping Pepe.
If you get half the money that we pay for him, I'll sell him.
I'm keeping Pepe.
So you want to keep a 72 mil squad player? Is that what you want to do? You want to keep?
I think the loss that we're gonna make on the player is not worth
the
selling
loss,
and
bro.
giving up on it now.
40 mil. You can get 40 mil for Pepe that can bring in a player that can contribute to the team.
Guys, in the comment section, let me know what you think. I want to know.
All we need is PSG. We need to somehow force PSG. I think it would be a good signing for PSG because he will smash up the
league. He's known in that league.
In that league, he'll smash out. So I think PSG is a good signing for him. To be fair, but I'll take the hit. Half of what we paid for him. I'll take that.
Are you telling me you wouldn't take 40
I'm being sarcastic, bro. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not being serious. You know me. Let's get to 20 comments.
You know wants him deep down. But
once you get to 20 comments, I'll start reading your comments, guys. We're currently at 11. 9 more comments, and then we'll read it out. Right now, Nicolas Pepe, in my opinion, realistically, we should be saying with one eye we want to sell him, but behind closed doors. To the open public, we should be like, we want to keep him. We think he can improve. We think he could do better, and that's what the club's doing. And I hope they continue that because you know what, Nicolas Pepe, there is a player there. It's just the player he's so underdeveloped. It's ridiculous. 72 million. You think you're buying the finished article? We bought a player we bought bananas that were not ripened, and we thought we could make banana bread the next day. Like that's what it is.
So we sell it to Brighton and get you
know what? Sell them to any Premier League club will not buy Pepe. That's the thing.
Definitely won't.
Newcastle would.
Okay, so people are saying sell now ASAP. What else? Flop. Pepe for me. Oh wow, TJ's saying keep Pepe for me. Explain why, TJ. Explain why. Sell Pepe for 35 mil. Pepe is just Jovino with a better hairline. Take Pepe and sell.
Jovino, man. Jovino at least had us off our feet, bro. Like when he's drawing at his guys, he had us off his feet. It's just when it came to the final end product,
this is why I think Pepe's situation is in his own head. Because
I like this comment.
Yeah, they're not going to sell him though, but there are talks that 60. Finn wants to.
I think Pedro Neto would be worth 60 million easy.
Nah.
Sorry, so bro, I cut you off.
Look how much Jota went for. You think they're gonna?
That's what I was thinking. Like the Jota thing, they're gonna compare him to Jota, aren't they? And they're gonna be like, okay, we got this amount for him.
What did Liverpool buy for him? 40 mil, something like that.
I'll take a packet of Walker's Crisp for Pepe. That man there was him.
Yo, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Guys. I got another show at 4:00. Okay, that's gonna be the Arsenal preview. Arsenal versus who are we facing again? Southampton. Yeah, Southampton. How the hell did I blank right now? Anyways, we're facing Southampton, guys. Remember, come join us. Set your reminders. Do me a favor right now. I'm gonna put the link to that video in the chat. Right? If you guys can go to that video right now and smash a like on that video and set a reminder so you know to come back that would be greatly appreciated. And Kesh, Big Gunnar, you guys got anything else to say before we go? Because I don't even think there's a point of talking about Willian, Lacazette, and Aubameyang, because we've already spoken enough about them numerous occasions. Right?
Let's just hope we can get at least one signing over the line, whether it's a loan or what. I just want at least one signing. And then just continue to clear out the dead wood, man, because for years we've had like Chambers and all of these people for years, and they're just not going to get games, are they? So just get them out, get a little bit of money for them, and start a new rebuild, man. But
yeah. So 4 o'clock, guys. Go click on this video right now. 4 o'clock, the video starts. Click on the video, like the video, and set your reminder. We're going to be back in a few minutes. Kesh, you got anything to say before we go?
No, that's it, really.
All right, people. This has been great, and don't forget, if you can, go hit up Big Gunnar's channel. Also, I'm gonna put the link to that in the chat right now. If you guys can, Big Gunnar, how many subscribers are you on right now? 64. Do me a favor, guys. Let's get this guy. We got 44 of you guys. Let's get him to 100 subscribers today. Let's get him to 100 subscribers today. Okay, people. Let's help the guy out. Let's help the brother out. Big Gunnar. He's gonna be doing a lot of stuff with us in the future, hopefully. And you know, he's got his own channel, so go subscribe to his channel. I just put the link there right now. And yeah, hold it down, people. We're out of here. And let me just pull up this comment. Where is it? All right. Yeah, there it is. So guys, do me a favor. Go subscribe to Big Gunnar's channel, people. That's what we want to see. Anyways, love and respect. We're out, people.
See you later, boys.